Hello and welcome back to my channel. I feel like this is a big day today. This is a big filming day because I'm doing the complete thing when it comes to cloth nappies, and that is your complete guide how to get started with reusable nappies, reusable diapers. It can be daunting. I know when I first thought, oh, wouldn't it be a good idea to use reusables, I put it into Google and a million search queries came up. What to do with the poo, how to wash them, do this, do that, wear this kind, all-in-ones, all-in-twos, what on earth are those? There's so much lingo around it, so much information, and it can become really overwhelming and really confusing. You just need to figure out a few things. One being the lingo, and two, just how you're going to fit it into everyday life. That is simple habits, if I'm honest. I'm going to go through my top tips on how to get started and how to get the ball rolling with this process. So the first thing you want to think about is just trying some nappies out. Now there's 3 ways you can do this. You can contact a local nappy library if you have one. Give it a quick search. There's websites that you can just type in your postcode and it will tell you whether there's a nappy library near you or not. I can leave some links in the description below of where you can find nappy libraries, and also some good websites that I know send out kits for you if you're not close to them. If you do have a nappy library close to you, it's a really good idea to contact them and ask if you can go and see some demos. They're really always happy to help you, often run by volunteers, so people that are passionate about this, and they will show you the different kind of nappies if you want to see them in real life, or you can just contact them to arrange renting a pack from them, and that will be completely free. The other option you can do, which isn't free but it's a good way of deciding what kind of nappies you want to buy, is to go through a website that will rent you nappies. Now different websites do it differently. The Nappy Lady, for example, will send you a pack out that you can then send back. Others could send you a pack out, and if you don't get on with them after 30 days you can send them back, and they will send different types of nappies within that, and then if you get on with them you can pay the cost and keep them. It's usually for a discounted price. There'll be different ways of doing that, but I will leave some links of some good ones that I know of. The last thing you can do if you're not keen on trying out second-hand nappies like from a library, but I do assure you they're always stripped washed and completely clean, so it's not something you need to worry about. But I know some people find that slightly strange and want to try things themselves. I know I did at the very beginning, so I started to buy nappies straight away. And if you're going to do that, I really recommend only buying a few to try and to see which ones you like. I'm a massive advocate of having what I call a versatile stash, which means having different types of nappies within your stash, different styles, different brands. There's a number of reasons for this, and I know it can be tempting when you see like one nappy brand maybe selling a starter pack of whatever it is, 10 nappies for £100, and they can work out cheaper when you're buying them like this. But I have found through experience of now with 2 children and through going the complete process with my daughter from newborn nappies up until potty training, that we got on with different nappies at different times. I recommend if you're starting out buying some, buy a couple of different brands and different types. Get them home. If you haven't had your baby yet, perhaps look at how they work and how you're going to get on with them. Then if you like them, maybe buy a couple more and try them out on your baby when they get here. If you've already got your baby, try them out. It doesn't matter if you're using a few disposables in between of those. Just using one cloth nappy a day can save an awful lot going to landfill. So don't worry if it takes you a bit of time to build up that nappy stash. So there are your options for starting out. That's either going to a nappy library and borrowing, renting from a company, or just starting out slowly and trying different nappies yourself. So now you're ready to order some nappies. If you haven't gone to a nappy library or a rental service and you're really not sure what to order, you're now thinking, so which ones shall I go for? Should I order pocket nappies? Do I order all-in-ones? What's going to be best for me? So like I said, order maybe one of each and try them out. But if you're not sure on what each one is, it's probably a good idea for me to show you. So this is a pocket nappy. It does what it says on the tin basically. It's a nappy, the outer bit, and inside is a pocket that has some inserts in. So I've actually got 2 in here. I've got insert that came with it, and I've popped a little booster in as well, because my son's quite a heavy wetter and he needs it. You've got a popper nappy. 9 times out of 10 they have this fleece lining because they're all sewn in together. So that means you don't need a liner if your baby is pre-weaning, so they haven't started eating food yet. If they've just got milky poos, whether they're breastfed or formula fed, that poo can just go straight in the washing machine. It's water soluble, it can go in the washing machine, it will be washed away and it will come up perfectly clean and will not make your washing machine dirty. So you don't need a liner. I find them really useful. I pretty much only use pocket nappies with my daughter because I love them so much. Benefit of them is that this outside shell, so it's just the fleece lining and the waterproof that's going to keep everything in, that's called a PUL layer, waterproof layer, dries really quickly. So if I put this on the washing line, it will be dry within like half an hour. The inserts, however, these are bamboo ones, will obviously, like I said, take longer. So if you have a smaller stash and you want to use them more often, you can just buy extra inserts. So once this is dry, you can stuff another insert and away you go and leave the one before dry. Most of them will come with a double insert, and I never used double inserts because I find them too bulky. If I want to bulk it out with something, I use these kind of slim, these are from Little Lamb bamboo boosters, and they're really slim and really absorbent, so that makes a good combo in there. So that's pocket nappies. Next we have an all-in-one. This is one from Bambino Mio. I do really like them. They're a bit of a controversial nappy. Some people like them, some people don't. The only problem I have with them is that they're Velcro, and I've found over the years the Velcro hasn't lasted as well as I would like it to. They're not as sticky, which is, it's okay when they've got like a baby grow on or something and that kind of holds it in place, their baby grow in their trousers, but otherwise I find if they're just in the summer and wearing them, they can come undone quite easily and babies can pull them undone themselves. So I don't use them as much for that reason. And they're made of microfiber, which means they're quick drying. So that is an all-in-one. Of course, you can get lots of different all-in-ones. The difference with an all-in-one compared to a pocket nappy is everything is sewn in. So you can't separate it to dry and use the outer shell. The whole thing's got to dry. But like I said, because these are microfiber, they are quite quick drying. Other ones like Tot Spots ones are made of bamboo, so I do find they take a long time to dry, and because they're all sewn in together, you can't add extra inserts in, and for that reason, again, that's why I like having a versatile stash. I do like the Tot Spots ones, but if you had all Tot Spots ones, they're all going to take forever to dry and then are going to be, you know, you could end up running out of nappies. The next one is an all-in-two. Now you can get lots of different types of all-in-twos. This is what I'm really loving for my son at the moment, because I don't know if it's because he's a boy or he is a heavier wetter than my daughter. So I find all-in-twos easier to get extra inserts in. They don't seem to be as bulky. And this is my preferred, it's kind of a made up version to be honest at the moment, because this is a close parent wrap. You can buy them on their own. Prefer these to buying the close parent nappies. These are just inserts I had from some pocket nappies. Baba and Boo one, and this came with the Tot Spots nappies. I've just sort of made up my own nappy, and you can easily do that. And because I've got lots of extra inserts from where pocket nappies have come with 2 inserts, I just bought a couple of extra of these close pop-in wraps, which were in the sale and are cheaper to buy because they're just the wrap, and it works really, really well. But of course, because it's not an all-in-one, it doesn't have the fleece lining in. The fleece lining is important because it wicks away moisture from baby's bottom, so it keeps them feeling dry and stops them getting any rashes or anything like that if they're feeling wet. So what you'll need to do with one like this is put just a fleece liner in, and these are also really good once you're post-weaning. If they do a poo in the nappy, you can just take out the fleece insert, just shake it into the toilet, plop it into the toilet, and then put everything into the wash, so it makes it easier for cleanup. You obviously can, on top of that, put a disposable liner in. I have some of these here, but I've never used them. I don't like them. I hate disposable liners. Because obviously it's creating waste, but you can compost them if you rinse them, like shake the poo off into the toilet. You still need to do that even if you're using a disposable liner, because poo shouldn't really go in the bin. And if you were putting it in the bin, then you probably have to put the liner in a nappy bag and in the bin. So it kind of defeats the object in my opinion. They're just a faff. They're just a faff. The fleece liners are really easy to shake into the toilet. Things seem to slide off them better. You're not creating any waste, you're not having to buy anything new, and you've got a fleece liner in there anyway, so happy days. The second type of all-in-two I've got here is a pre-fold. So a pre-fold is something that is, this one in particular is cotton. It comes from Bambino Mio. They're layers already folded together, and they've got lines here into 3, so it makes them easy to fold into 3. You can then fold it to how it fits your baby and pop it inside a wrap. Again, this is one from Bambino Mio. I really like these, apart from the fact that they're Velcro again, but they did my boy really well, particularly when he was quite small. He's starting to grow out of them now, so that's the downside of these. You have their size nappies, so you need to buy the next size up a bit. That's not too much of a problem. Whereas these ones, I don't know if I showed you already, are birth to potty. So as they get bigger, you undo the popper and you do them up. So that's also something to consider. I mainly go for birth to potties because that means they will fit them for a long time. So then that goes inside, and again, because it doesn't have a lining in it, you put fleece liners on. The benefit to pre-fold is because they fold completely out, and these ones are cotton, they dry quite quickly, and they're also really absorbent. There's lots and lots of layers in there. They've made a good nighttime nappy for my son in the past. He's even outweighing these now, but they are a good nighttime nappy, especially for small babies. Next type of all-in-two is one that I just use for nighttime, and again, that's why I would say just buy maybe a couple of these, particularly for nighttime. If you really get on with them, people do use them all day long. I find them a little bit faffy and a lot bulkier, so I just like them for nighttime. So what we have here is what's called a fitted nappy. This one is actually, the two I've got for examples are actually both got poppers on, so you can adjust the side, making them birth to potty. But lots of them just come as size nappies. I think it's an alpha baby, the Hotspots one. I really like both of them. What that means then, so this fits over baby as like a normal nappy would, but it's not waterproof on the outside, so you need a waterproof layer. So you can use any kind of wrap, but for nighttime, I particularly like these Motherese wraps because they're loose fitting. They almost sit like shorts. They give baby a massive bulky bottom. They look huge, but they're really comfortable for nighttime because they're not tight around their legs. They let the airflow in the name, the Motherese airflow, and they just work so well. You could also put something like a wool wrap over the top. Again, don't like them for daytime because they're very bulky and a bit faffy to put on, but for nighttime, comfortable, absolutely brilliant. Or something like this Petite Lulu pull-up works in the same way. It's just got fleece around the edge and the waterproof bit here, so they are very comfy for nighttime, but not so great for daytime in my opinion. But I know lots of people do use them through the day, so that might be something for you to try out. The last thing to say when it comes to different type of nappies is I'm talking about these nappies as birth to potty, so that you can adjust the size, but they won't fit a newborn. Unless you have a very big newborn. Both of my newborns were pretty out of newborn nappies by a month old because they were big babies, but generally birth to potty nappies won't fit babies until probably £10 minimum. Even then they will feel big on them. They'll fit them enough to keep everything in, but they will look big. So if you're going to be clothing a newborn, you might want to think about newborn nappies. I've got some articles that can send you in the right direction of good newborn nappies, whether they're worth it. They aren't as cost effective as birth to potty nappies because you're only going to be using them for a couple of months, but if that's something you want to do, then I do really recommend it. And I have clothed both of my babies from birth, from day one. So what else will you need if you are starting out with cloth nappies? Well, you're going to need something to store your dirty nappies in. Got your lovely clean nappies, you've now used them, your baby has gone for a wee or a poo in them, and you're going to want to put them somewhere to keep it until wash day. And that's what I've got here. This is a Hotspots nappy bin. Bambino Mio also sell them. What's great about them is they have a clickable lid so that as babies get older they can't get in there. They also, you buy, it doesn't come with it, you buy them separately, but they're not very expensive, is a mesh liner. So this is the, it's clean by the way. This is the bin, you put the mesh liner in, so when you come to wash it, all the nappies are inside, you just lift the mesh bag out and put that straight in the wash. and then you don't have to touch any dirty nappy. If space is an issue, you can just go with a wet bag. Now I have lots of these for when we go out and about. So I put the dirty nappies in when we're out, and then when we get home I just unzip it and shake it all into the nappy bin, or unzip it and put it straight in the washing machine. So if you were worried about space, you could just have a good few of these big bags. This is a nice big one. You can get lots of nappies in there. You can get even bigger ones. It's from Baba and Boo. Hang it on the back of your bathroom door. They keep smells in just as well as the nappy bucket does. The last important thing is to think about a wash routine. When I say wash routine, I just mean how are you going to wash the nappies, and I do find that really important. I won't go into detail with it here just because I do have a nappy washing guide, which I will leave a link to as well. Go onto my channel and find it if you need to. It's under nappy washing guide. A couple of extra things to think about that you might not have is, if you're worried about it, joining online groups is really good. I'm part of a few Cloth Nappies UK Facebook group. I'm also part of the Nappy Lady group, and there's so much advice on there. So if you have any problems, you have any stumbling blocks, just go on there, say what your problem is, and the community on there are really wonderful. They will give you tips and advice and really help you out. The only thing I will say about those is to don't get scared by them, because of course people are going on there to ask about a problem. So you might look at it and think, oh my god, everyone's having problems, there's so many things to think about. It's not really, it's just because someone's come across a stumbling block, so they're going to the community to ask. A chat with people, it's really friendly community. You could also follow some cloth nappy Instagram mums. I am one of those. I'm on Instagram at Hannah L. Gorman, and I often talk about cloth nappies. Other ones that are really good to follow are Emma Reed, Cloth Bum Mum, Laura Tweeder, as well as a Bodery. There are many more that have advice on Instagram and talk about cloth nappies, so following them is a really good help. I will leave the link to all of those below. You can also watch YouTube channels, not to shamelessly plug my own YouTube channel that I have advice on cloth nappies, but there are lots out there that give demonstrations. The Nappy Lady has a good YouTube channel that gives demonstrations to particular nappies, so if you're looking at a particular brand that you want to buy, maybe head over there. Also avoid listening to any myths. So anyone that says, oh, those cloth nappies are too bulky, oh, that's too much extra work, just give it a go. Like, you don't know. Do what you think is right and don't listen to the background noise. You will get so many opinions on why using those. Aren't disposables easier? Well-meaning family, they might think, oh, it's too much work for you. It's really easy once you get going, and if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. But cloth nappies are a wonderful journey to go on. I call it a journey because it kind of is, and I feel really attached to my nappies. I love that my daughter runs around on the beach in a beautiful colourful nappy. It gets people talking all the time when they see her. Be my son soon as we come into summer, running around in those same nappies. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has helped you. Do subscribe and like, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.